Now, here are some goals as we look at using nominal level and headroom as it applies to gain. Stronger source gain equals less noise overall, meaning if we can have a stronger overall source gain, we got more power in general. Number two, definitely do everything you can to avoid distortion anywhere along the path. Sometimes distortion actually comes from the instrument. I used to own an acoustic guitar that every now and then, when you'd play a note, it would vibrate in a way where it sounded like it was literally distorting. And that's not a good instrument for the studio, so you have to make changes. The third one here is avoid drawing in any room reflections that thin out the sound. And here's how this works, okay? If a vocalist, specifically, because this happens a lot with vocals, if a vocalist is used to performing on stage in a live performance, they hold their mic, and if they get louder, they pull their mic away. That's kind of a natural thing that's taught in live performance. But that doesn't work in the studio. Vocalists really shouldn't be tipping their head back or moving around a lot. No, they should be locked into their position, let the dynamics get worked out on the mixing side of things, which means that the problem is if they change their position to the mic. So notice it says don't change mic position if the source gets louder, instead gain down. What I mean by that is that if the vocalist doesn't moves, what happens is by being further away from the mic, especially by being louder, if that's the reason why, the room becomes more resonant. So the room's going to have harder reflections, and it's going to begin to resound. The room then reflects and gets into that mic because of that space and distance from the source. The result is not a bigger sound. The result is a thinner sound. And so instead, just set them up. Tell them to lock into their position, and just we'll change the gain around you. If that means the loudest sections of the song might have to be recorded on separate tracks, doing a separate gain setup, fine. That's how it should work. Now, there are times where the only fix for your mic, if your mic has a low max sound pressure level, your only fix may be to change the position of the mic. That makes a lot of sense. We have to do that in the drum world, but it doesn't typically always make for the best sound. So sometimes we have to change our mic setup in order to be able to effectively do that. But there it is. There are your goals for using gain with nominal and headroom.